Hello again, this is Arney from Victoria, British Columbia, talking to you on a beautiful, beautiful day. Storm clouds over to the west, and to the east of us, clear blue skies. So for the rest of you, eat your heart out. But what I'm here to talk about today is my concerns about what's happening in this election that's taking place in Canada. One of the disturbing things that I read a couple of days ago, I think it was that the old folks, like me, in Canada, are thinking that the Conservatives are the way for them to vote. So I started examining that in my mind, and I thought to myself, all right, well, most of us of this age have investments, we have money stashed away, and we're relying on the companies within whom we have invested to come up with big dividends. So from this point of view, maybe the Conservatives are the best way to go. However, I don't look at it that way. I'm looking at it this way. I have children and I have grandchildren here in Victoria. And I'm looking at what am I going to be leaving for them if I allow a corporately controlled party to dominate what's going to happen in the next little while. And when I say that, Mr. Harper has made no bones about the fact that he wishes to amalgamate, harmonize, and join the United States. In fact, there's a boundary deal which I think is due to come in right after the election. I think it's the 4th or 5th of May or something, which will incorporate Canada and the United States all in one boundary. Now, I'm not happy about that. I'm really not. The sovereignty of this country is much too important to me. This is why I came here. This is why I came to Canada, because it was a country that stood on its own, stood for something, stood for all the things that I believe in: freedom, rights and freedoms of the people. Yes, there were problems with Canada. There have always been problems with Canada, and there will always be problems with Canada. But we're not going to solve those problems if we amalgamate with another country which has problems that are even worse than our own, whose currency right now is teetering on the goodness knows what, whose debts and wars around the world are just escalating, not decreasing. Why would we want to get involved in that when we have our own completely separate way of life up here? Why would we want to be integrated to the point where crossing the border between BC and Washington will mean nothing, because we will basically be Americans? Yes, I know a few years ago when I ran for in the 2008 election, I was talking about the SPP and everybody becoming American. Well, the sad part of it is that the SPP is in essence now taken place. And we are slowly but surely becoming even more Americanized. So this is what's bothering me, old folks like me. What are you really thinking? Are you thinking that you want to leave a Canada to your children that is American? Or do you want to have some kind of sovereignty? Do you want to have your children and your grandchildren able to walk out of their door without having to be responsible to Homeland Security if they want to cross down into Victoria from Esquimalt, for instance? Is this what we really want? I would urge all of you to really seriously think, is the Conservative Party, is Mr. Harper's ideology and plan for and vision for Canada, is that what you want? Or are you just buying in simply because you're fearful that if you don't, the Liberals will come along, or the NDP will come along, or an agreement will come along and somehow destroy the companies with whom you've invested? I would urge you to give yourselves a shake, because that's not going to happen. We're way too corporately involved for that sort of thing to happen. Please join me in my vision of Canada as a sovereign, standalone nation, proud to be who we are, proud to be able to go wherever we want in the world without having to worry about somebody attacking us or saying, oh, thank goodness I'm not Canadian. Thank you.